Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, January 21st of 2024. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Today's topic is about self-love versus self-like. It's easy to tap into that existential existence of unconditional love, that pure divine unconditional love, and like bring that in. We do that all the time, right? In this meditation and healing circle, we do it every week, and hopefully you do it every day, if not multiple times a day, and really bring that in and feel that sensation of love and feel that self-love and even take those steps to like take care of your body, take care of your heart, to pamper yourself, to get, fresh foods and clean water and exercise and movement and full breath and all of those beautiful things that you do to love yourself and care for yourself, all that self-care, self-love. But what about self-like? What about self-like? I hear from a lot of people, and boy, I know this one very well firsthand. Sometimes it just feels like, gosh, the people that are closest to you, that are supposed to be the ones that, that love you, yes, they do love you, but there's that question, do they like you? Right? And there's that part in every one of us that wants to be liked. And that can be a painful struggle. And chances are you may have had someone in your childhood that you can remember, one of your siblings or parents or teachers or caretakers that said that said things that at times made you feel like you weren't enough, or there was something wrong with you, you were broken, you were defective, or just generally not enough. And in my case, I'll tell you, I think what really did it for me, when I was about 2 weeks old, I had heart failure and ended up in the hospital for, 2.5 months, and was given medication at that time that made my baby teeth, when they came in black, like little charcoals. And anytime I would smile, it was this smile of just little black charcoals. And, it's interesting. The thing that came from that is whenever I would go into a room, right? And especially when I was meeting new people, kids, I would smile, right? I would try not to smile, but I would smile. And then they'd all go, "Ooh, what's wrong with your mouth? What's wrong with your teeth?" And of course, there's all these people looking into my mouth, and I would just like shrink inside. And of course, what I heard was, "What's wrong with you?" And I felt the disgust, right? As children, we are very sensitive energetically. I felt the disgust and the ooh, gross, and I took that into my psyche in a really deep way. And I noticed, after I'd been doing healing work for a while, that I still had that issue. And at the time, I didn't really relate it, but I noticed that whenever I would go into a room, as beautiful and wonderful as I felt by myself or with a community that I had come to know and develop trust with, whenever I'd walk into a room with new people, I felt like they were totally disgusted by me. I felt like not only did they not like me, but they were disgusted by me. They hated me, right? And oh man, it was so hard to overcome and to try to be in my positive, vibrant, strong, confident self, walking into a room where I knew that people were going to be disgusted by me and hate me. So that was a real, like, when I finally said, okay, I got to do some work around this, and went into the healing was a beautiful experience. It was a beautiful experience. This is beyond just like changing your self-talk. This is getting down into that developmental patterning, that energy body that was developed when you were a child, the template the energy template, the belief systems and patterns that are woven into your psyche, into your energy body, and really getting into that layer and releasing those things, washing away those patterns and letting the true you, right, which is the being of light and love and compassion, the true you, letting that emerge and take up the space, right? So washing out that patterning that's not the true you, not reflective of the true you, reaching into the true you and letting that emerge and take up the space, letting your confident, your vibrant, knowing self. Because, you know, the truth is that there are always going to be people who like you, people who don't like you, people who respond positively to you, and people who don't. And that's okay. The most important thing is that you find the person inside yourself, that vibrant being inside yourself, and you find that person and you can be with that person. And like, who is the true you that when you are alone with yourself and your source and your soul, that you say, yeah, this is me. This is the person that I'm made to be. This is the person I'm made to like. I like this person. And then it becomes like such an integral part of you, right? When you know you're showing up as the person that you like, it becomes such an integral part of you that it's like the grass is green, the sky is blue, the sun is bright, and you are you, right? There is no question about it. There's no need to justify it or apologize for it or rationalize it or anything like that, or hide it or anything. It is you. It is you, and it is the most beautiful, lovable, likable thing that you could ever be with. All right. So that's where we're going today, God willing. Let's go ahead and come into our meditation and healing circle. Let's come into our circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. And let's bring everything we have to face toward the center of the circle. Right? Imagine yourself on the perimeter of a wheel, and you've got a spoke of the wheel tying into the hub, and this hub is your source, right? But it's not just outside of you, it's also inside of you in the inner circle of your being as well. But bring everything. I find it really helps to focus, to bring everything to face the same direction. And together we call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. Just imagine, feel, perceive in whatever way you do this pure divine light streaming into the space right in front of you where all of your being is facing. And let this pure divine light fall upon your face, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, on your skin, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your belly. Just let all of your being, your arms, your hips, your legs, everything, just be showered in pure divine light. And let that stream into your being. And you can use your breath and breathe it in and let it be like absorbed through your pores, through your skin, into your body. Breathing in that pure divine light. And as you exhale, just release any of the tension or clutter from your body and let yourself receive more and more of that light and just draw it all the way into that core, the core of your body. There's a core of light that comes through the top of your head and goes all the way vertically through your body, right? along the front of your spine, but it's halfway front to back, halfway side to side, through your body. And just let that, just pay attention to that. Bring your attention to that light that moves through the core of your body, all the way through and into your pelvic bowl. And you can upright your spine and elongate your spine. Then let that crown of your head be what is facing up. So your head is actually straight ahead with a slight downward tilt, right? And that light coming through the top of your head all the way through the core of your body. And all of your chakras, all of your centers actually tie into that vertical core, right? And that's like your light body, and all of these centers are like sensors, eyes and ears, and sensors that go out and sense the energy around you. So let your vertical core align. And as you breathe in this light into your body, breathe it all the way into that vertical core, right? Because the light is inside of you. You're connecting with the pure divine light. Light is pure divine light inside of you, pure divine light outside of you. And you're connecting with that and bringing it all the way through all of your senses and all of your sensory perceptors and into this vertical core. And exhale, really drop into your body. Receive that light all the way into your core until there is a pure flow of light from the outer to the inner, from the inner to the outer, right? But all contained within your bubble. So there is no inner and no outer. So my teacher used to say, no inner and no outer, only light, only one. And again, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure, unconditional love. Just imagine, perceive this pure, unconditional love streaming into the center of our circle. And with this one, do a little tapping on your heart center to help to release any of the tension from your heart space and around your chest, under your collarbones, and even up into your throat a bit. Let's do some tapping on that space and loosen it up. And then let that heart center face directly toward the center of the circle. And it's like a funnel coming out of the front of your chest. And let it tip up slightly and receive this unconditional love into your heart. And as you inhale, breathe that in. Breathe it in through your heart center. And as you exhale, just release any of the clutter, the tension, the blocks, the barriers. As the poet Rumi said, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it, right? And as we find those barriers, we don't have to like dissect them, explore them, anything like that. Just let that love wash over them. And as you exhale, release, blow them out, let them go. If you need to do some more tapping, you can do some more tapping. Also on the sides of your neck, right? From like under your ear down toward your collarbone. You can do a gentle, light feathering of that space. It helps that lymph to drain, right? There's a lot of lymph nodes there, helps that lymph to drain, and then do that tapping under the collarbones and into the chest. Let that lymph, it really helps move the energy when your lymphatic system is draining, or when it drains, when it's not cluttered. And breathe that pure, unconditional love all the way into the center of your heart. And as you exhale, just keep releasing and releasing. Breathing again into the center of your heart. Take it deeper with each breath. And again, elongate your spine. Breathe your energy into your vertical core. And breathe that unconditional love into your heart all the way. Just let it reach all the way into your vertical core and just pour that unconditional love into your center and let it fill up your whole body. Till it's like pouring all the way through and pouring into you, into the source of love at the very center of your own heart. And again, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. Just imagine, feel, perceive this compassion streaming into the space in front of you. And this compassion it is the womb that contains us, the womb of our entire cosmic existence. And so feel yourself, right? It contains the entire time and space realm of this existence, and it contains everything within it as well. So just let yourself drop in as you like inhale this eternal compassion into your body, into your heart, all the way into your core. And as you drop down, let yourself land into your hips, lean into your spine, and let your whole being be held, wrapped, loved, contained, protected in this wrap, this womb of eternal compassion. Breathe that compassion in. And as you exhale, drop in and land into this ocean of compassion, this womb of compassion, and let yourself be held and loved, held and loved. And feel yourself immersed in this love and let it go all the way through all of your tissues and into all of your fluids, into all of your bones, and invite every cell of your body to face this unconditional love and this pure divine light and this eternal compassion, and invite them to open and receive. Let your entire being, every cell of your body carries consciousness. It gets imprinted by various things from your life. So invite them to open and receive this unconditional love. What does unconditional mean? It means it doesn't matter of any conditions. We human beings put conditions on love, whether we're able to receive it, whether we're worthy of receiving it, whether it's right to give it. We put conditions around love, but the existential love is a vibration, and it is a frequency that templates your entire being, and it can overwrite your old conditioning. So receive that in and let your whole being, every cell of your being, receive this vibration of unconditional love into every fiber. And if your body, like if you feel a place of constriction in your body, you can bring your breath there, or if that place feels like it wants to move, you can let it move. And just let your body have whatever it needs, right? In the loving and gentle and kind way and compassionate way. It's everything that is there for a reason. You don't need to justify it, but it is there for a reason. You can just receive because there is this vibration. This existence of unconditional love has an intelligence and a wisdom, right? And that intelligence and that wisdom is contained at the core of your heart. So your being knows it and recognizes it. It's like, yeah. And your being will resonate with that and harmonize with that, open and receive that. So let your being really take that in, right? This is that template of love, of unconditional love. Let it become a self-love. Self-love means that you've integrated it into your human self, even into your ego nature. Because when you have, there's a saying that says, if you want to be generous, it's good to be rich. If you want to be a loving, kind, generous person, let yourself fill up with this love, this existence of love. This is the unconditional love. It doesn't mean that you just become somebody that everybody can push over and walk all over and that kind of thing. Remember, this love has an intelligence and a wisdom, and it carries that with you, right? So let that be absorbed into every cell of your body. And with a heartfelt gratitude, let your heart bow in gratitude and invite all of your cells again to bow in gratitude with you as that existence, that vibration of unconditional love is anchored deeply into your cellular consciousness. And let it go all the way in and all the way in. And from there, let's call on our source, call on the prophets, peace be upon them, call on the angels and the healers, the helpers, the guides, the teachers, all who are here to support you on your journey of healing and wholeness. And let's ask them they're your support team, they're your cheerleaders, they're cheering you on, and they're always available and ready to support you in the highest way. But we do have free will, so we have to ask. So take a minute now, and if there is something that you would specific that that you would like help with releasing and repatterning within your psyche, within your body, mind, heart, soul, spirit, and your intellect, just ask them for help with that now. Remember, ask directly to your source and invite your team to help you. And say yes, yes, yes to receiving their help. And if there is something specific that again, kind of imagine that, like pulling that energy or that image or that situation out of your heart space and set it into the center of our circle, like you're setting it at an altar. And you're giving that up to your source. And if you don't know, right? And even if you do know, I always say this and more, as as our source always knows beyond what we have an awareness of in any given moment. So this and more, according to your highest will, whatever else needs to go. And if you don't know, just say, I put it in your hands. And with gratitude, I receive what you give. I release what you release from me and receive what you give. I want to just invite you to take a breath into the core of your being, really let it go all the way. Like imagine to the inner rings of the tree, right? You can tell the age of a tree by how many rings it has. To the inner rings of the tree, all the way to your core. And let any of those old vibrations, those old templates, just let them be released from your body, from your mind, from your heart, from your soul, from your spirit, from your greater intellect, from your etheric body. Just letting all of that be released and hand that over to the angels, the healers, the helpers, the guides. And as you do, just let that pattern of unconditional love, that frequency, fill the space, and of that eternal compassion and that pure light, just let it fill the space as this energy is released from your body. Because anything that anyone has ever said to you is about them. What you do with it and what you believe about it is about you. So let's just take a minute and like any of their hooks, cords, any of that kind of stuff, any of their words, their energies that may be hanging out, let's take that out also and let that be returned to them. They can do with it as they please. That can be between them and their source. It's not yours to carry. Right? So let their stuff go. Releasing it, asking for help from your support team, letting that be released. Give it back to them. It doesn't matter if they're on this planet or not. You can still release it. Give it to the angels and let them take it to its rightful place, wherever that may be. If it is to go back to them, they can deal with it, and if not, it'll go to its rightful place to be transformed, transmuted, healed. Let it release from you. And again, let this love and light and compassion that is the core of your being, let that fill that space. And then anything that you've taken on from that you've taken on as a belief to be true within yourself, and let this pure light shine into those places and bring that healing. Bring that unconditional love and compassion to repattern those places. Invite the cells and the energy patterns. But just receive that love, receive that compassion. Anything that anyone ever did to you does not make you wrong or bad. And even the things that you have done that you feel remorseful for or ashamed of or anything like that, that does not change the core of your being, who you are, the being of light and love and compassion. So really take that patterning, that unconditional love. If you find places in yourself that feel closed off, that feel that they're, a pot of shame that's being protected by an outer barrier, that's very common, and that's okay. Just let this unconditional love and compassion just surround that whole pod, that whole, whatever that may be, however that shows up for you. Just let this pure divine light and unconditional love and compassion, let it surround that space and let that whole thing be held in this love. The whole of the block, of the barrier, of the protective mechanism inside of you. Just let the whole thing be held in love. There's no pressure, no compulsion. If it's not ready to go, it's not ready to go. Still let it be loved. And just know that everything inside of you, all of those places where there is a wound, and then there is a scar tissue around it, and there's a protective barrier around it, right? All of that, that's how the psyche works, just like the body, right? Something comes in, ouch, it hurts, right? It causes a wound, and then we develop a scar tissue over it, protect it, we put a covering around it, fight it, or further protect it, right? All of this is in the wisdom. All of it is in the wisdom. And then we like try to operate moving around it, not disturbing it or hiding it, keeping it intact. The truth is, this part of you that is being protected needs love too. So you might even intend, if there's a wound in there, that love seep through that barrier, just that love seep through that barrier and touch into the core of that wound. And let that wound, let it be like a gentle healing medicine coming in to bring healing into that place. So that healing medicine is healing from the inside and the whole bandaged area is held in love, in a healing love and compassion. And let your whole being receive as it can. And that place, just invite that place that's being surrounded by this love, invite it to just rest. Rest in this love. It's a lot of work, takes a lot of energy to hold those protective barriers. Really, I mean, it can be exhausting. If you got a lot of them, it can really take a toll on you. So let those places that have been working so hard to protect you, just let them rest into this ocean of compassion and be held. Give them a break. Give them a little spa moment and let them be held in love. And getting right into those places. If there's a voice in you that says that this is something about me that people don't like, just let that place also receive this love and compassion. Right? Because when we feel that there's a part of us that's not liked, we either hide it or we amplify it so that people can see it and say, see, look at me. Don't you see this part of me? Don't you see this? Don't you see this part of me that is like so lovable and likable? And you're not liking me? What's wrong with you? Right? So we're like amplifying it, getting louder with it, pushing it out there. Either that or we're hiding it and denying the true part of ourselves, right? So let wherever that resides in you, just let it receive this unconditional love and compassion. And again, just breathe yourself into the core of your being. Breathe yourself into your core. Land into your hips and lean into your spine. Like really center yourself into that vertical core, that light being. Align within your body. And feel into your heart. Who is the person that you like? Right? So that, again, if you feel that part of you that you like that's out there trying to like amplify itself so it can be seen. Bring that in. Draw that into your heart, into this vertical core with you, to just rest in this space with you. And if you feel that part of you that's hiding somewhere or left your body altogether, right? Let's go to the one that's hiding. A part of you that's hiding or that's in that protective cover, bring that into your heart with you as well. And just let it, like, your heart is an ocean. Your heart is an ocean of eternal compassion. That is a spiritual fact, a cosmological fact. You are stardust. Your heart is an ocean of eternal compassion. So just let your heart be that compassion. So you've called on the part of you that was in front of you trying to be amplified, the part of you that's deep inside hiding. Just let them all come together. And if there's a part of you that's like out there somewhere that left your body, you can invite that part as best as it can to come back in and rest with you in this ocean of eternal compassion at the center of your chest, your heart space. Let it rest with you there. Breathe in that love. Breathe in that compassion. And invite all of these places inside of you to receive. Just receive. Just receive. And let yourself be a witness. And just witness, right? Use your breath to breathe that light and love and compassion right into these places that are gathered in your heart and invite them to receive. And just breathe. Be the witness. Relax. Let your heart space soften if it can. And just allow those places to receive. Let this light and love and compassion wash through them. Sometimes it can feel uncomfortable, right? But take a breath and let your heart expand. And again, use your breath. Exhale out the discomfort. And if it feels like you're dissociating or, going into like a place that feels unsafe or dangerous for you, then, by all means, just open your eyes and, look around, touch something close to you, get your ground, your bearings. And as best you can, maintain that intention for this space to continue to receive that love and that light and that compassion. Just letting that wash into those spaces. And as we're here in the witness place, witness state, witnessing all of these parts of yourself in your heart, inviting them to open to love. Let's do a few rounds of the Ho'oponopono recitation with this. The Ho'oponopono is very simple, 4 phrases, and just directing from your highest self, your connected self, your core light, to these places that have felt unseen, unheard, misunderstood. Just offer them, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. This isn't saying that you're bad and you've done something wrong. It's just bringing you back into oneness with yourself, into a state of wholeness. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. As you feel the remorse or just that feeling of, I'm sorry that we haven't been a whole being, just let your heart bow with that and open to all of these parts of yourself. And as you say, please forgive me. Like, let that request for forgiveness or that prayer for forgiveness, let it go out and let it be received. And feel and experience yourself being forgiven. All the parts of yourself forgiving you and you forgiving them. Be forgiven. I love you. And let that existential love again wash through even deeper. Thank you. I'm sorry. Right? Turn your heart directly to them and just bow. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And as you put out that request, that prayer for forgiveness, feel yourself being forgiven. Invite them to receive this remorse and this forgiveness. Feel the parts of yourself coming together within your own heart. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And let this go deep all the way to your child. If there's a part, like an age that you envision where your child perhaps took on a template, let this go deep to that child. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And again, let that love and compassion wash into the depths of your being to all of these places. Let's ask again for the support team to release from you anything that's ready to release, from the wounds, from the pain, from the past, templates that left you with untrue beliefs, and let that release. And again, let that inner light, that core light of your being, really emerge to take up the space inside yourself that's being cleansed and washed And let that continue to wash. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And let that release and heal any self-abandonment, if you will, and bring all of the parts of yourself together to be with you in this womb of eternal compassion and unconditional love and pure divine light. And if you can, just sense into who is this person that you like? What are the traits that you like about yourself, this core self, this pure being? Let that inner light emerge. There's a lovable, likable person. And let yourself just tune into that. What are the traits that you like? Who is the person that you like being, that when you true up to that, you can say, yeah, this is me. This is who I'm created to be, and I like this person. You are created with an inner compass that is your core alignment. And when you're on that, your whole being senses it. You know, you're created to know when you're on that compass. That is the person you're created to be and created to like. And when you are being that, and that is really in harmony, it's like there's a harmonic alignment. You're going to draw to you the people that like you, that have been waiting for somebody like you to show up. And for the people, well, let's stay with this. Stay with this. Really feel into that and let it anchor into your like core of your body. Again, breathe your energy into your vertical core. As you exhale, drop down and land into your hips. Lean into your spine, upright your spine. Feel all of your energy centers align. And let that person that you like, those traits, let them really fill your core to be, right? You just be one solid core of who you are. And just say to yourself, yes, yes, I like me. I like this person. I like me. As you feel that, let that strengthen and solidify inside you in your core. Let it really grow within you, be strong within you, so it be you and you be it. and there is no separation. Kun fayakun, as we say, be and it is. Breathe into that core. Drop down, land into your hips, lean into your spine, upright your spine. Just you can even stand in that Wonder Woman stance or that Superman stance if you want, but be sure and keep your head looking straight ahead, right? Not turned up, but looking straight ahead. And feel that, like that power at that center of gravity in your pelvic bowl, right? Right in the center of your pelvic bowl, you've got that center of gravity. And if you slightly engage your muscles, your abdominal muscles, you feel that center of gravity. That's the place that, if you remember the Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down, there's that center of gravity that always brings them up. It's that place that if you move from that place in your body, you maintain balance and stability. Really maximizes your expenditure of energy as well. So anchor into that place and feel that core strength, your traits, your likable traits, the ones that you like, because that's all that matters. The ones that you like, feel them being solidified in you. This will, like when you're really in alignment and harmony and being you, you will attract the people to you that recognize that and resonate with that. And the people who like don't, one of two things will happen, or maybe more, but either they'll fall away or they'll appreciate you for who you are. They might not agree with you on everything, they might not understand, but they'll back off. Or if they don't, whatever they have is not going to come in because your core is solid with the light and the knowing and the strength of who you are. So you don't have to like push yourself out there to be seen. Like, it is what it is. All that matters is you like you, and whatever they think or feel or whatever, it's about them. It's not about your misalignment. It's not about you not being true to who you are. It's not about you not being, you being off, because you're on. And whatever they say or feel or whatever experience from it, that's about them. It's about what they feel. And so you can be a loving and compassionate and understanding person when you witness, oh, I see you're feeling a certain way. And yes, I understand. And that's about you. It's about them, not about you. Right. And so, I said that my favorite poem earlier, the grass is green, the sky is blue, the sun is bright, and you are you. If somebody comes up to you and says, no, grass is not green, grass is not green, grass is mauve. You're going to say, what? Did you like eat some funny mushrooms or something? What happened? Right. And, same with the sky is blue, the sun is bright. It doesn't like have to apologize for being blue. The sun doesn't have to justify its shining, right? It doesn't need to shine, it just does. So when you true up to who you are at your core and you like that person, you say, yes, this is the person I like. This is what I'm going to allow myself to be, to solidify inside of me. And this is how I'm going to show up. What people do with it, they do with it. Some will resonate and some will be attracted. Some won't. They'll be, unattracted. They'll go away. Or if they are there, like whatever they sense and feel, you'll recognize, wow, that's them. That's them being them and working out whatever their discernments are of how they want to be in the world. But it doesn't have to affect you. Because we're all working out, right? We're all like testing and discerning and like, what does this tell me about how I want to be in the world or who I want to be, right? Our responses and our reactions give us that information, but they don't have to change who we are. Right? So let your core be you. Notice and witness your responses and reactions to others. Notice their responses and reactions to you. Notice that all the responses and reactions belong to the one who holds them, right? They're not about you. Someone else's responses and reactions are not about you. They're about them. So what does that tell you about them? If it touches a wound inside of you, then there's a part of you that needs to be healed. If it feels like, oh wow, there's some truth in what they're saying, then let that be an opportunity for you to bring some bring yourself more into wholeness, right? Because to heal means to make whole. So let that be information, your emotions that you feel, information, right? It's all information. And let yourself continue on this life journey, bringing yourself more and more into wholeness and alignment with the core light and love and compassion that you are at your core of your being, with who you truly are, and the beautiful, unique traits that make you you. All right. And with that, I want to end our recording for today and open up for any discussions or Q&A. If you are on the phone, you can press *2 on the webcast, type in. If you're on Facebook, you can, there's a link there where you can join us and join us for Q&A. If you're listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. Find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive the reminders and the replays so you don't miss our events. And when you do, you receive 2 free gifts. One is a download. It's a 1-sheet PDF of the 10 spiritual principles of our human existence. It's a reminder of who we are, what we are, why we're here, what this earth journey is about. Help us to keep things in perspective. And the other one is a 15-ish minute downloadable guided meditation that I hope you'll use as a part of your daily practice to help you to remember vibrationally at your very core the truth of who you are, the pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. All right. With that, I thank you so much for being with us today, and I'm opening for Q&A.